Hey everybody, it's Anna from Astral Tarot. Welcome back. This is a video not about this deck, about this deck. If you guys are familiar with my channel, you know what's in here. It's Terrestrial Tarot, and I'm going to talk about the cards and the words on them, the renaming of the cards, and why I actually really like working with them. So maybe you can hear, or maybe you've been informed on my Instagram account, I am sick and I got better over the course of last weekend, and then I had to teach and do readings and all that stuff that I love to do, and obviously I got a little overexcited and overextended my voice and throat again. So that means that the throat infection is not done. Actually, it got a little bit worse. I also now have a cold, but that's just some personal stuff. This is actually really why I'm not showing my face and I'm speaking kind of low today. So excuse the low energy, but I really do want to share this with you as the last video of 2024. Yes, and as always, I am going to take a little break at the beginning of January, maybe for the entire month. We'll see in 2025. Of course, not on Patreon. Those videos will continue, but on YouTube, as you know, I tend to do. Maybe some of you noticed, maybe some of you couldn't care less. That really doesn't matter. For me, it's really my kind of a YouTube break time. So many things are happening, at work and stuff. So yeah, let's just relax and enjoy this beautiful deck together. So yeah, grab your tea or coffee and let's get into it. So, Terrestrial Tarot is really one of those completely weird ones with actually, honestly, the ugliest pouch I've ever made. um, it's a Dutch deck, actually, I think. It's vintage out of print. I don't really see this deck getting back in print. I got this one in a trade with Danny Mystic. I had my eye on this deck for quite a while. I really like the box. And yeah, I traded one of those Bosch tarots for it. So the reason I have this card out, well, the real reason is because I wanted to see, obviously, if my camera was focusing. Haha. But also, funny thing, I've come a long way, okay? This is not a good example. Here we go. From the very beginnings of getting interested in tarot, and then even years later, starting my YouTube channel about tarot, where I really kind of hated collage decks. I really kind of hated decks with keywords on them. And now look at me. That was my point I was making with this card, or this deck, really. This is Crow's Magic, my baby, right? It has keywords on it, and most of them do not really make sense. They do make sense, but not in the traditional tarot realm. They make sense in a different on a different level to me. Ace of Swords, I often actually pull this card when I ask a question about how to go about my day with my students, relationship with my students, because I'm a dance teacher and I have my own dance studio, in case you don't know. And then I get the Ace of Swords powerful dynamic, which is, really fun advice when you're not feeling great. But it does show that I need to be, really focused and kind of cut out the mess and the bullshit and the stuff, and just really teach and share my knowledge. That to me is powerful and dynamic. Can definitely be very dynamic. But yeah, so Hope you guys can see. Should I zoom in a little bit more? Just a little bit. I've really come to love the keywords on this deck, or the renaming really, because this is Seven of Cups and it says depth. And obviously, like, the images are really crazy, right? But it's scrying material for me. Let's just flip through the whole deck together and kind of think about some of these cards. Depth for Seven of Cups. That definitely makes sense, right? In the Smith Waite, which is a system a lot of people know and love, including myself, that's the vision card where we see the person, the shadow person, getting that vision, that cloud with the seven cups with different things coming out of it. And for me, that is often actually a card that's a warning sign, saying when things appear, when things appear too good to be true, most of the time it's because they are, right? Because there's a catch with all of those so-called gifts, so you need to be careful. One of the interpretations, obviously. And here, depth. I think this card is not saying you are at the level of understanding the depth of the heart. I think it is saying you should go and look for that depth, right? It's actually advice. Here, Devil card, the unknown. Wow. This is so H.R. Geiger or Giger, right? It's very cold. And it's still, whatever it is, stares you in the face. The Priestess, which is, I think, a fish and an elephant, and still looks like a butthole, I know. But I love it so much, though. Okay, very good. So, Five of Cups, loss. I guess we're familiar with that. I do like that this looks like a moon. I know I haven't shuffled this deck since last video. Don't worry about it, I'm aware. Status quo, two of air, two of swords. Isn't that crazy? Isn't this saying just kind of stick to your guns, or obviously for me, I would interpret this, stick to what you believe in. Maybe just don't act, and certainly don't act like the status quo would want you to, would expect you to. I think it's rather, be aware of what actually could be expected of you, but don't act yet. Tenacity, Seven of Wands. I really see that, and I love this card actually because it looks like the Fiery Queen, but it's the seven, and she looks so wild. I mean, I think it looks like a cat with long hair and a third eye. Isn't that crazy? That's so crazy to me that this became a tarot deck. Really happy to have it. On camera it looks more red, which I don't mind, but in real life here it's more of a magenta. I don't know, maybe my lights are a little bit too yellow toned today, but I'll try to fix it in post, as the YouTubers say, right? Anyway, tenacity, I really like that. Wow, that word for the Seven of Wands. I have a special bond with the Seven of Wands because it's an energy together with the Emperor that I really, really lacked. I lacked a lot of fire energy anyway, which is also one of the reasons I think I found Lilith to work with, right? It's all over this deck. It's all over my own deck. All over. And I like that. This is very, I don't know, like Queen of Wands energy. Looks like a cat, right? It's that feline energy of tenacity. That's a word I really enjoy. It's like you hold on, you grab on, you don't let go. Look at how bloody cute this is. This deck would be so good for people who have lizards for pets. You know? Yeah. And they enjoy being present during the shedding process and stuff. Eight of Cups, withdrawal. Wow. That implies to me, and I love that it's so minimalistic, this card. There's not a lot going on, but it feels like a, like a landscape, a horizon where it's kind of dark and, well, you need to do the work in order to move on and get through this and get away from this moment in time. Withdrawal, it implies for me that you do the work. And it fit. Do you see how it fits that image? Actually, this deck is completely bonkers, I know, but this card, the image definitely fits. Actually, I think if I ever said, I maybe didn't, I don't know. If I ever said out loud that the images don't really fit the, it depends on the image. I was gonna say sometimes I blame, these weird ass decks that I own, and enjoy, don't get me wrong, that the image doesn't really fit the meaning of the card. Yeah, I do remember saying that last time. The only reason I see that it's the supposed to be the Eight of Cups is because there's 8 cups. All right, I get it. But actually, yeah, maybe I'm kind of changing my mind. Maybe this is one of those slow readers. Yeah, it's a scrying deck. By the way, I think it's incredible, and I am probably reading way too much into this, but can you see this figure right here? It looks like a scarab beetle, like in the Thoth moon card. Okay. And this is number 8, which to me, don't try to convince me otherwise. It's okay if you have your own practice, which to me ties into 18, the moon card. Hell yeah. I love this card. And it's the Lover's card and it's called Synergy. Wow. Wow. What an incredible image and word to use for the Lover's card. And this here, it's probably like a claw or a shell or something, but it looks like a nude person. Oh my God. Shaping for the 8 of Earth makes sense, and this looks like a smiling, friendly, balding koala bear. How can you not love this deck? Okay, for everybody who likes Triomphe de la Luna, like me, maybe not as much as I do, but you still love it, look into this deck, okay? Because I know it's out of print. I'm sorry for showing you an out of print deck. I know not a lot of people will want this, but I mean, look at the treasure. Oh, so cute. So shaping makes sense because it's the work card and you're making it your own. You're making the harvest that you just got, that you just filtered out of what you wanted from the 7 of coins into the 8 of coins moment. And that is where you are actually creating something with it. It stops being a product of nature and become, well, I mean, of course, human beings are nature, but it stops being a product of something that was made by a tree or a bush, right? Something that came into your life that you just harvested again. And it starts becoming something that you've created. There you go. Beautiful purple justice. Manifestation for the 4 of Wands. Oh, this ties into how I like to read the 4 of Wands. Okay, hear me out. I know people are going to see faces and stuff. I see right now like a sleepy clown bunny, drunk, with a hat that he doesn't remember crafting on his head. Okay, hear me out. 4 of Wands. We know that's completion, a union. That's the Empress and the Emperor in their marriage, right? We often read it as celebration and milestone. Absolutely. But also, I love reading Marseille. And as I got deeper into learning Rider-Waite-Smith system, I actually emphasized numerology so that I could read the card not just according to the image that Pamela Coleman Smith had drawn, but also according to, well, really the full spectrum of the meaning of the card. Because sometimes a meaning of a card does not make sense when you're asking for advice, right? For instance, I talked about this on Instagram the other day. When you pull the Four of Coins, Four of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite-Smith as advice, it doesn't mean, well, be miser energy. Rather, what it means, just look a little bit further, is keep your energy. And that's actually healthy. That's actually good. Because four, that also applies to this, Four of Wands, is the stability, is the cube, it's the house, it's the protection, it's the foundation, right? From the four to on, you can't really fall back all that much further, right? It's the foundation. So yeah, that's where we're starting off. And then with Wands, which is all about creativity and passion, etc., action, right? You could translate that, putting one and one together, as this Four of Wands is the artist, any artist's dream. Meaning, if you have the stable foundation, from there on, you can just create without having any worries. You create without being afraid of falling flat on your face. It means that you can create freely because you've already accomplished that foundation. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. So, long story short, very long story short, I'm aware. That makes sense to me for manifestation. The ruler for the Emperor, terminus for the Ten of Swords. Absolutely. This means, of course, the end, right? Terminal, terminal, terminus. Kind of sounds also like you're the one who made it to the conclusion. Order for Four of Coins. I just talked about this card. And order, it feels very strict, that word, but it does make sense. Just look at these crazy images. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think all the threes are called birth of something, and it is getting really dark. I think there's a storm coming up. Birth of form, which is the coins. Perfect for the coins. Transformation. Seven of transformation. Seven of coins, I mean, sorry. Wow, it looks like a weird alien crawfish or something, or insect, sort of bug digging its way through the skin or something, finding that depth that we started with. The rising power. Okay, anytime there's this type of title, I'm thinking about Thoth or Thoth, and that gives me the good tarot feeling. The founded power. See how good that is? The one is obviously rising, right? It's very masculine energy. We get it. So are the wands. But then with the 10, we got the founded power. It's still power. It's pure power. But now founded. Okay. Wow. Six of Cups, well-being. Really, it's just another word for, you know, beauty and enjoyment and stuff like that. But it's nice. And Kermit the Frog is staring us in the face. battle for the Five of Wands. Tell me, does this card not make you want to read with this deck? Because that's the effect for me. Yeah. And honestly, I don't really agree that the Five of Wands is battle. I agree that Five of Wands is like a preparation for a battle. It's a pretend fight at this point. It just feels like there's stuff in your way, there's obstacles. But as people say, and it's a cliche for a reason, the obstacles are are the path, are part of the path. So I do like this kind of a cross right here. It feels like, exactly where you're supposed to be, like X on the map. But at the same time, it feels like an X in the road, like a fork in the road, or no, not a fork in the road, like an obstacle, like as I said. And I'm talking in circles. Sorry about that, but I hope this is interesting to you. You see how that bounces off of each other? All the tarot cards that I have in mind, right? That I use. I use the Marseille Numerology and Elements. I use the Thoth, and I use the Rider-Waite-Smith. I have all of those three systems in mind, and then I see this image with this word. Actually, it brings me to something kind of different, because it's almost as if this card is saying you should really go towards those obstacles, towards those problem areas. Go towards the challenge. Yes. And that's how I read the Five of Wands anyway, as more of a challenge. But yeah, here, yeah, I can kind of see it in the card. The Sun, Page of Cups, Ten of Coins, embodiment, perfect for the earthly realm. Fulfillment. That is a beautiful word for the Ten of Cups. Wonderment, Seven of Swords. I guess numerologically we can make sense out of that. I wonder with the Wonderment card, because I don't know this deck by heart, obviously. It's not one of my main decks. It's just a deck I like to play with. What the word for the Six of Swords is, because Six of Swords is science or knowledge, or you know what I mean? It's like that curiosity. And how the Seven of Swords is wonderment. You know? Wow, authority for the Four of Swords. Okay, I see that. Stable, rules. Yeah? Communication, telling. Look at the King of Coins' jawline. Damn. Here we have the creepy, beautiful Queen of Wands. This is interesting. Three forked road. Isn't that supposed to be the forked road? But I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I like that for the Three of Swords. The moving form. Dislocation. Five of Coins. Actually, this makes sense to me. Well, one, it feels like a big loss, and it feels like maybe you're losing a limb, but also you're lost with a T. So it's either way, the word means, sort of means, I guess, that you are lost. You are not where you think you are supposed to be. This is always kind of a shadowy card, isn't it? Inversion for the Hanged One. Beautiful. The Moon is just called the Moon. And look at this friendly little face. Ugh, those droopy eyes. Sweet. Unity. That's perfect, isn't it? Strength is strength. The consort. Yeah, I guess. It's just a little Mars attacks, isn't it? Which as a kid I used to love, by the way, but balance. Okay, fine. We went with balance. These are the backs, by the way. But I like, obviously, this sand time thingy. I always forget the name. Knowledge. All right, we can work with that. Pretty sure. Basically, it means use your head. Death looks like a knight in armor. And then this here looks kind of like thorns. Kind of interesting to me. Knowing for the Ace of Swords. Satisfaction. Four of Cups. Obviously. See, now this is interesting because it's more numerological than Golden Dawn. Because so stability of cups, of basically emotions, having stable emotions, it can mean satisfaction, right? So even in the Smith-Waite image with the Four of Swords, where obviously the party's over and they're kind of moping against the tree, you can reinterpret that as it's not a moping position that they're in, it's a meditation. And some decks took it as that, as such. I think maybe like Crystal Tarot or something like that. I don't own it. And numerologically, that makes sense. On the other hand, you can also still bring that information into the Smith-Waite, because it's like, imagine having stable emotions and that's all you have all day. How boring that is. Because emotions are meant to go up and down like the flow of water, which is their element, in my opinion. So following your heart actually does mean this. If you only follow your heart, right? Then you go from left to right, up and down, and it kind of, it leads you to very different and interesting places, I think. Also, it could obviously get you into so much trouble. But you see how, because it gets boring, right? That's all. Then again, you circle back to, well, that's why it also feels like the party's over and you don't want to accept that fourth cup, that fourth divine cup that came to you through the hand of God in the little cloud. You feel like you don't want it. You don't want that stability. But on the other hand, again, circling back to this, it is a true blissful moment. Okay, I hope that made sense. Love play. This is so cute. Love play. What a word to have in a deck for the Three of Cups. I like it. Focus. Interesting that this is for the fire suit, but I guess that makes sense in magical work. Yeah, because to me the Two of Wands is often a preparation card. And then in the three, that's when you really step out and already see results. Hi, Felicity. It comes from happiness, that word. So absolutely perfect, really. They just chose a different word. I'm starting to sense vision. Yeah, for the Eight of Wands, very, very focused and nothing else matters or has your attention. Prosperity for the Five of Coins. Sorry, Six of Coins, obviously. It's like little baby Yoda making things float. Yeah, use the force. Don't think Scientology. Clearness for the Six of Swords. Now, okay, okay. You know, yeah, I guess. Because I had that question earlier, what's for the Six of Swords? And, we just saw the Seven of Swords. I guess I can work with this word. I kind of like it because it's about making sense of things and basing your decisions off of what you've learned so far. It's like as if you are no longer repeating the same mistakes and you're breaking that pattern in the middle of a suit. Um, and it's not, I never really see the Six of Swords as a particularly happy card, but that's because we are in the realm of the mind, of the head, of the clear logical communication. So things need to get done. It's maybe not fun, but we all know it's for the greater good, and it's bringing us to a better place. Struggle, Five of Swords. Wow, this looks to me like a weird warrior dance or something. Wow, the dark. Nine of Swords, that is very nice. Creation. Now, they're being cheeky, aren't they? Because this cosmic peanut here, it's telling us that the tower moment isn't only about destruction, it's actually creating that freedom to rebuild. I really like it when they use multiple colors for the majors, right? Rebirth. Absolutely. The new Aeon. Hmm. Six of Wands, new being. Let me know if you've made it this far into this weird video, how you relate this image to the Six of Wands you know, to the word new being. Pause the video, type your answer, and then I'll share what I think right now, which thought I just had. New being, initially, right now I thought like a rebirth, like we just saw with the Aeon. But new being, you can also see that as a new way of being. You've won, you made something happen. It's great, you made it through. You're in a beautiful place right now. It's a balanced place. New being, new way of being. Yeah, new way of carrying yourself. I edited it out. You're welcome, but I just sneezed 3 times. Accomplishment. I like it. I like it. And it's a little nudge to the bird that the lady is holding. Okay. Nine of Fire, Transcendence. Oh, I see that. Yeah, where you're not really done yet. The Priest. Love. That's the same. Looks like an angel. And talks like an angel. Power play. Interesting. Like power play with the universe? Ooh. The warrior is the chariot. I get it. This deck is in fighting mode. Duality for 2 of coins. Yes, please. That's this. The source. Oh, for water. Isn't that just perfect? It should be called this in every deck. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video, spending some time with me. I love the interaction. comment, and I will make the videos that I planned on making. This was on the list, really. I really wanted to share this deck with you and my thoughts on it and stuff. But yeah, I also really want some very in-depth and well, videos about different, maybe surprising things, and they will come in the new year. That's what I'm trying to say. So thanks so much for commenting. You know, if you want to see more of my stuff, I have so many videos up on YouTube and on Patreon by now. Feel free to check all of that out. Even though I won't be posting for a couple of weeks, there's still so much to see that you've probably missed, or to rewatch, or maybe some lives on my channel that you haven't seen, you know, and let me know, of course, yeah, how you find all of this. So thanks for being here. I want to say happy holidays, merry Yule season, which is still spooky season, which is very nice, and happy new year, which is the only event um, most of us celebrate, which you cannot see in the stars, which is always a funny thing to think about. So, yeah, bye guys, see you next time.